Welcome, future CPA, to today's CPAguide.tv episode. So if you're somebody who is currently using Wiley CPAexcel or are planning on it in the future, then this video is for you. So as one of the very few CPA exam coaches in this industry, I've got a unique insight into how your typical CPA candidate uses a CPA review course, what they usually get wrong, and then how to cut out the busy work that so many CPA candidates force upon themselves unnecessarily that distracts them and hurts their scores. And if you're somebody who is overwhelmed with all the information in your CPA review course and have no clue how you'll get through it all, this video is for you. And one more thing, before we jump into our tutorial for Wiley CPAexcel, I wanted to let you know about some bonus content that is directly below this video in the description and the comment section that will really complement this video and honestly help make using Wiley CPAexcel so much easier. So your first bonus is a replay of my very best live webinar for CPA candidates who want to pass a CPA exam in the next 6 months or less. So if you're serious about passing a CPA exam on your first try, then this webinar is for you. So to join the free CPA exam coaching workshop, click the link in your video description below and pick the time that works best for you. And I'll shoot you an email with all the details on how you can join live. And I'll also be throwing in a free CPA study guide and 100 multiple choice Q&As. So your second bonus is my free CPA study personality quiz. And the number one reason CPA candidates fail a CPA exam is because they don't understand how they learn best. And when that happens, it creates busy work that distracts and hurts your score. So if you head to freecpaquiz.com, you can take this quiz for free. And for completing the quiz, I will send you an email with links to my very best coaching videos. Third bonus is for folks who are on the fence about whether they should use Wiley CPAexcel or want the most current promotions for CPAexcel. So I've got links to comparisons of CPAexcel to all the other major CPA review courses and plenty of discounts as well. So quick note that some of the links may be affiliate links, so if you don't really want to support my channel, then please don't use them. But I do keep this channel ad-free just for you, so if this video has helped you in any way, I'd be honored if you use them. Now, before we dive into your behind my computer, I do need to mention that I am not a Wiley CPAexcel employee, and I'm not affiliated with their training staff in any way. The study strategies I'm about to share with you are based on my personal observations from coaching hundreds of CPA candidates around the globe and from my own personal experience passing the CPA exam. Again, you are solely responsible for how you study for the CPA exam. All right, with that out of the way, let's do this. Hey, future CPAs who are currently using Wiley CPAexcel or plan to in the future, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through how I recommend that you utilize this amazing, fully featured CPA review course that is, in my opinion, probably the best in the CPA review course industry. But that being said, it is jam-packed with features. And as you can see here from their dashboard, there's a whole lot going on. So it takes a little bit to understand how to use this course efficiently. And there's a whole lot of risk of creating busy work for yourself. So I want to walk you through what I recommend you do, what I recommend you don't do, so that you can get going the right way. So again, with the exam planner, typically I would recommend to give yourself 9 to 10 weeks to get through for FAR specifically. You'll definitely need the full 10 weeks to get through all the learning material. Then you'll want to save at least 2 weeks for your what's called a final review. And in my premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, I include a worksheet called the Final Review Study Funnel, which will explain step by step what you need to do on each day of your final review. So it's probably the most important part of my premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide. So I also have something called a daily study stream that I teach my premium Ultimate CPA Exam Guide students that will teach you how to learn the material and also review the material at the same time so that everything is fresh once you hit your final review. So those are the two big things that I teach in Ultimate CPA Exam Guide. But I want to give you a little teaser for what I recommend you do for when you're utilizing CPAexcel. So let's head over to the syllabus. So if you're already a student with CPAexcel, you know that there is a ton of information tested. So there's almost 200 plus bite-size lessons within CPAexcel. So there's a ton of information to get through. But what I like about CPAexcel is that they don't give you 3-4 hour lectures to sit down and watch all at once. They break everything up into bite-sized chunks, or bite-sized lessons as I call it. So as you're progressing through each individual learning module here, there's a video lecture, some textbook, and multiple choice questions and so forth. So let me just pop into one just in case you haven't seen this yet. Okay, so you've got your video lecture. the portion of the text that this video lecture covers. Then you've got some slides or focus notes, as they call them. Then you've got some supplementary questions, some true-false questions to test your knowledge, some flashcards, and then you can take an assessment of multiple choice questions over this particular bite-sized lesson. Let me get my S's out there right. So if you're using the Platinum course, you have access to the mentoring or to the Gold course, I believe. So this is a way for you to contact their support and get a response from one of the professors. Then they also have the test bank, which is a separate set of multiple choice questions. So when you're going through this, I recommend that depending on how you learn, and you can determine how you learn by taking my free quiz, my free study personality quiz over at freecpaquiz.com. And I'll link to it up in the upper right-hand corner there. Depending on how you learn best, I recommend that you either watch the lecture or you go and then read the text in depth. So you really don't need to do both because you'll get the same value out of both formats. So the video lecture basically walks you through the text, and then you can read the text and understand exactly what's covered in the video. So there's no reason to do both, right? So what it's on you is to determine how you learn best, and do you learn better from watching a video or do you learn better from reading? So I personally don't learn very well from watching a video. I prefer to read, teach myself the information. So I'll read through all that, review the questions here, go through the flashcards, test myself a little bit, and then I'll take my assessment. And if I don't perform very well on the assessment, if I don't get the flashcards and so forth, then I'll go back and watch the lecture, and maybe it's something that's a little bit over my head and I need, help with. So if you're somebody who learns from videos, same thing. You watch the lecture, then go down to the notes, the questions, take your assessment, see how you do. And if you don't do very well, then I would head to the notes. So basically, you're saving yourself a ton of busy work here by doing two things that accomplish the same thing. So that's my number one big recommendation. Next recommendation here is you go to the syllabus and you see something called a pre-diagnostic quiz for each primary section. So let's see here, let's close all. So you'll see that for FAR, there's 4 primary sections that are set up. If you pull that up, you got a diagnostic assessment. So basically this is going to be an hour plus worth of your time, taking 30 multiple choice questions over topics that you probably don't even know much about or don't know enough about in order to pass the CPA exam. I would skip this entire diagnostic assessment completely. There's no reason for you to spend time trying to figure out if you actually know something or not. Dive right into the materials, start watching the lectures or reading the textbook, whatever works best for you. And then once you've gone through this entire section, there's also this post-assessment. So it's, again, another quiz that you can take. There's also a simulation assessment. So this is going to be 13 simulations that you can take over all the content you just learned. And then another diagnostic assessment. So this is going to be another quiz. So lots of diagnostic quizzes that are, it's going to really help you identify if you're actually getting the material or not. But this diagnostic assessment here, that's the pre-diagnostic one, I would skip that completely, save it for after you've gone through all the material. And that's definitely what I recommend because that's 61 minutes. And who knows, it might take you even longer since this material is never seen, that probably just is not very efficient in terms of learning. So I would focus on diving right into the materials. And then once you've gone through everything, taken those practice quizzes, then go back and take it and see how you do. So that is my second big recommendation to save you a lot of time. Okay, so what happens once you've gone through all of the materials? Well, you have your test bank here. So you've got, this is a completely separate set of multiple choice questions. So these are fresh questions that are not tested in the primary CPA review course that would be covered in your syllabus. So I would recommend, identifying using your metrics, and your metrics can be found here, how you're performing
by section or by bite-sized lesson. So you can do performance by group, so that's the big group. So that, you know, obviously you want to be closer to the 80s by the time you're set for the exam, but Wiley CPAexcel gives you so much data that you can use to identify where you need to be spending your time. They even give you how much time per lesson for time management purposes, performance by area, and so forth. And then, so like I said, this test bank is completely separate, but you can pull it up in your metrics area, and we'll pull up individual quizzes that you can then drill down into, and it will give you the overall results and so forth. And then you can retake your flagged questions, your incomplete questions, or just retake the entire quiz and so forth. So again, they give you a lot of tools to identify where you need to be spending your time. They give you some practice exams. So again, during that final review study funnel phase that I mentioned earlier, that I cover in great detail in our premium course, Ultimate CPA Exam Guide, you know, you're going to have 2 full practice exams that are going to be questions you've never seen before in simulations, or you can just create unlimited practice exams, which will pull from other questions you might have seen in the past. So again, it's really a great feature. It gives you everything you need to pass the CPA exam and be confident on exam day. So yeah, so that's the big stuff. So basically what I would recommend now is that you determine your study personality so that you can figure out the best way for you to progress through the material. So head over to freecpaquiz.com, determine your study personality. I'll throw in 100 extra multiple choice questions for you. I'm going to send you some additional coaching videos. So if you've enjoyed this video, I have a ton of other coaching videos that I'm giving out for free once you complete your quiz. And so it's a whole lot of training that's going to save you time, save you money, and really help you maximize how you use Wiley CPAexcel. Now, if you're somebody who hasn't invested in Wiley CPAexcel yet, but this video has convinced you to, I do have some discount links that you can find directly below this video. Just be aware that I do get a small commission if you use those links. So, you know, if you don't want to give me credit for the sale, then please don't click those links. But if you would like to help support my site, feel free to do so. I do keep my channel ad-free just for you guys. And so yeah, so you know, what you've learned from this video is really going to help save you, you know, 100 hours, maybe even more in terms of study time. But the good thing is that it's going to cut out wasted time. So it's busy work that you don't need to be doing, and it's going to help you learn faster and get through the material even quicker, and hopefully improve your scores on exam day.
Hey, future CPA, Brian here again with a quick recommendation for what to do next. So if you scroll down to the video description in the comment section below, I've put together some exclusive bonus content just for you. So here's what you get today for me for no charge. So your first bonus is a replay of my very best live webinar for CPA candidates who want to pass the CPA exam in the next 6 months or less. So if you're serious about passing the CPA exam on your first try, then this webinar is for you. So to join the free CPA exam coaching workshop, click the link in the video description and pick the time that works best for you. And I'll shoot you an email with all the details on how to join live. And I'll also be throwing in a free CPA study guide and 100 multiple choice Q&As. Now, the second bonus is my free CPA study personality quiz. So the #1 reason CPA candidates fail the CPA exam is because they don't understand how they learn best, and it creates busy work that distracts and hurts your score. So if you head to freecpaquiz.com, you can take this quiz for free, and for completing the quiz, I'll send you an email with links to my very best coaching videos. And the third bonus is for folks who are on the fence about whether they should use Wiley CPAexcel or not, or maybe you just want the most current promotions for Wiley CPAexcel. So I've got links comparing CPAexcel to all the other major CPA review courses and plenty of discounts as well. Okay, so that wraps it up, future CPA. Best of luck on your journey to passing the CPA exam with Wiley CPAexcel.